and so they conversed at length about all that had happened over the years. Suzaku dispensed advice to his son on all aspects of the proper administration of the state. The young man was mature and wise beyond his years, and because he had powerful supporters, the major captain was his uncle, and his primary consort was Genji's daughter, Suzaku was confident that he would not have to worry about his son's future. "I have no lingering resentment," Suzaku told his son, "but I remain fettered to the world and hindered from that inevitable final parting by my concern about what will happen to all my daughters once I am gone. I've seen and heard people in the past talk about how it is the destiny of women to be disdained as flighty and capricious creatures, and I have always regarded such opinions as regrettable and unfortunate. After you assume power as emperor, be kind to them and look after all of them, each according to her individual circumstances. 3 of my daughters have someone to rely on, and so I have entrusted their futures to those who are already supporting them. The 3rd princess, however, is still young, and because her mother has passed away, she has only me to look after her interests, and I'm worried that life will be very harsh for her once I have abandoned this world and she is cast adrift." He wiped tears from his eyes as he told his son how he felt. He asked the Crown Prince's mother as well to look after the 3rd princess and regard her fondly. However, because the former Shokyoden consort had once been a rival to the 3rd princess's mother, who had been treated with far greater affection by Suzaku, the relationship between the 2 women had never been cordial. Thus, as one might guess, she did not think of the 3rd princess affectionately enough to look after her, though, to be sure, she harbored no lingering resentments against the girl herself. Suzaku worried about his daughter constantly, morning to night. As the year came to a close, his illness worsened, and he would not even come out from behind his blinds. Sometimes malignant spirits afflicted him, but there were also periods when his condition improved. Even with these occasional respites, he was convinced that his death was imminent. Although he had abdicated, those he supported during his reign continued to serve him and take comfort in his warm kindness and splendid appearance, and they grieved with all their hearts that he might soon pass away. Messages of concern from the Rokujo estate followed one after another, and when Suzaku learned that Genji himself planned to call on him, he was pleased and honored. Genji's son, the middle counselor, paid him a visit, and Suzaku summoned him inside the blinds, where they had a close, intimate conversation. "The late emperor, my father, gave me many last instructions when he was near death, and he had special requests regarding both your father and Emperor Reze. However, after I succeeded him to the throne, I found that there were limits to what I could do, and while my personal affection for your father never wavered, a fleeting transgression on his part alienated him from me, though he has given no indication during the intervening years that he holds any lingering grudge. When it comes to one's own position or fortune, there are many examples from the past when even a wise and prudent man loses control of his emotions and, driven to seek revenge, does something twisted and evil. People at the court had such suspicions about your father, wondering when his true feelings would be revealed, but he has endured and kept himself in check. He has even treated my son, the Crown Prince, with kindness and consideration. They enjoy an extraordinarily friendly relationship, and while I am profoundly grateful that they have grown so close, I am not by nature an especially wise man, and, like all parents, I wander, lost in the darkness of affection for my children. That's why I decided to stay completely out of my son's affairs, as if they were no concern of mine, since I'm afraid I might come off looking like some foolish, doting father. As for Emperor Reze, it makes me happy to think that because I've done exactly as my late father requested, His Majesty...